What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I wanted to break down what's happening with NIO, Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to break down what's happening with the economic calendar moving forward, what's going on with other pieces of news involving the market, so what you should be watching for as time progresses. But before I begin devil's information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. I am firstly not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo deposit $100, you are guaranteed 7 free stocks, and the offer ends in just about 7 days from now. Anyways, for NIO, we're actually in a very, very tight range right now. We did get a little bit moved to the upside right now, which is kind of like what we talked about yesterday. But going into tomorrow, we have some very, very important data coming out that will affect how NIO ends up moving. So I want to talk about what that data is before I break down the charts for SPY and the others. Looking at tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow is going to be Wednesday, May 22nd. In the very, very beginning of the day, there's not much coming out. We just have existing home sales, just a few things like that. But at 2 o'clock p.m., we actually have the FOMC minutes coming out. This is going to be very, very important. The FOMC minutes is going to give us more insights on what the Fed is thinking, what's their ideas about the current state of the economy. And we're going to get more insights from different officials, which will affect how the market ends up moving. So far, a lot of the Fed speakers have been pumping the market, not to mention Jerome Powell. So that does favor more upside, at least for tomorrow, especially when we look at the technicals. Now, for more news, I went over these earnings earlier, so I just want to focus on tomorrow. We have Target, TJ Maxx in the morning announcing their earnings. Then we have Nvda announcing its earnings after the market closes, and that's going to be very pivotal for the market as well. But approaching Nvidia's earnings, the market's looking very bullish, so I do expect some more upside as a strong possibility. Right now, the fear and greed index is currently at greed, favoring the greedy side. Market momentum is also quite greedy right now as we're starting to see more and more of these buyers dominating the overall momentum and the flow. The put to call option positioning is currently at the zero point 0.7 area, currently favoring, I would say, calls a bit more, favoring the longs a bit more, people who are continuing to push the market higher. So I do anticipate more upside for now, but things could shift a little bit later. Market volatility is also quite neutral, as we saw the VIX actually dip a bit. We haven't seen the VIX officially bounce or do anything like that. It still has that gap to fill. So we're still giving it some time. We're not ready for a bounce yet. That's it in terms of this data. For NIO, we're still getting a lot of attention for the Envoy L60. We'll be watching to see how this ends up improving their deliveries later on for the year. And then when it comes to the way that they're growing, right now, we also have more data coming out for NIO for their deliveries. For news involving NIO, I saw this headline come out that NIO has launched the L60, and there's a lot of potential for it. Now, even though there were a lot of changes to tariffs between the US and China over, over the last week, what's very important is the fact that a lot of NIO sales are just domestic for now. That's not going to affect NIO as much as they're just continuing to expand to Europe and China. Could they expand to the US later? Yes, but it may take years for NIO to get there. And for now, with the new developments, they're going to become a lot more competitive with other brands. That's actually some good news for NIO. Can't wait to see what else is coming out for them. But that is still making more and more headlines. As far as their overall sentiment goes, I apologize, guys. We have JP Morgan, which has, once again, it's been upgraded to a neutral rating from an underweight rating. We also have the price price ratio kind of at a very, very interesting place. Besides that, we tend to see more volatility around 1 p.m. and then during the second to last hour of the day. Also, don't forget that Wednesdays are historically the strongest day of the week for NIO. We're green about 56% of the time, and we do love to bounce on that day. Volume is currently at about 75 million, a little bit above average of volume is coming in. So it's a good sign for NIO that could actually help the share price. What do I see on the share price? We have a bullish divergence developing right now, and NIO is trying to base at the $5 area. So if we do try to break past our key EMAs at 5.26, we're going to be looking for a pushback up to 5.5. I personally think there's going to be a lot of chop happening between these levels, and we could actually try to push a little bit higher as time progresses. So we'll just have to wait and see how things end up going. I'll be watching to see if that ends up being the case. And overall, I am seeing some more strength developing on the chart. Now, for the other stocks out there, I'm seeing more upside potential. If we take a quick look at Tesla, Tesla had a very, very nice break today because of many different factors. The first factor is the fact that we had shareholders showing that they are not really as interested in Elon Musk's pay package. Secondly, there's news about PepsiCo acquiring and basically placing more orders for more Tesla semis. And finally, there's also another potential model coming out, a little design for the potential robotaxi. It's not confirmed, but that is another possibility. So with all the excitement about the robotaxi, Tesla's new models, the semi trucks and all these different things, the share price absolutely exploded. And we saw Tesla up about 6%. Now, as we hit this resistance at this 187 area, we're going to be looking for a little retracement real quick. We could be retesting 422. Then we're going to be looking for another bounce and a continuation higher since the chart still looks bullish and I still see some more potential. But I do think that Tesla is going to kind of dip a little bit, enter this chop zone for some time, then possibly continue higher later on as the share price is still bullish overall. So look for a little dip tomorrow, some sideways price action, and another continuation higher. That is the most likely possibility. For SPY, we're also looking very bullish. We have a nice cup and handle like structure actually approaching the all-time high right now. So I think SPY will easily push to a new all-time high tomorrow, hitting at least 532.5, if not going all the way up to 533 or higher. We're going to be looking to see if we could try to break these resistance levels, but I see more potential in the charts to continue to push. So I'll be watching these resistance levels. I see more potential for SPY, and the chart, in my personal opinion, favors the upside. So overall, not bad from SPY. When it comes to a few more, such as the QQQ, we've broken to another new all-time high again. So it's still looking very bullish, approaching Nvidia's earnings. We could be looking for 456.25 to 456. Break that, then we're easily going up to 458, in my personal opinion, as a potential target. There's also 457. So very, very tight levels up here. I want to be very, very meticulous because of the fact that there's, we're at some new territories. So you want to be watching all these levels carefully. But I see more potential for upside that is coming for the triple Q. And I think that the chart still looks very, very bullish for Nvda. We're also looking more bullish. If you zoom out, we have a very, very nice accumulation structure. When we go to our 4-hour time frame right over here, I see some more upside potential for the chart, and I wouldn't be surprised if we continue to pump going up towards these highs in the 960s. So I think that we could be approaching these highs, continue to push for the 960s, especially tomorrow as earnings are going to be coming out. And we have a nice V-shaped recovery, so it's still showing lots of life and more favors towards the upside. Finally, for Aapl, we're also looking more bullish. Apple's broken past 192. Going to be looking for a push for 192.5. If it breaks that, 193 is easily coming in higher levels. We still look very bullish on Aapl, and we could be approaching this high up here around 195. So I would say that share price looks a bit more bullish, in my personal opinion. For Amazon, Amazon's looking a little bit weaker as we hit our 200 EMA, but not the end of the world as we're going to start to shuffle. I could see us try to rebound here a bit and try to make our way back up to 185, then just trade sideways from there. I find that to be very, very probable. For Meta, it's the same thing essentially. We are basically dipping. I could see us dip a little bit more towards uh, 462, and then we're going to be looking for a bounce after that. And that's pretty much it. For AMC and GameStop, I know people are interested in these. I think they're going to bounce soon. So I think GameStop has dropped quite a bit. We're going to be looking for a base at this 20 area, then a nice inverse head and shoulders, looking for a push for 25 again on GameStop. For AMC, I think that this might actually slowly push its way up closer to about $5. So I'll be watching for that very carefully. But that's it for the video, guys. Excuse me. As far as NIO goes, NIO is looking more bullish in my personal opinion. When you look at the 4-hour time frame, kind of turning a bit. I think that NIO is going to try to push its way up to about 5.26, then eventually make its way up to 5.5. So look for a lot of sideways price action, a little dip in the morning, then a bounce. I think 5.5 is going to be coming soon for NIO for a little rebound, just temporarily. That's what I'm predicting for the next couple of days. With that being said, thank you all so much for listening. I hope you guys have an absolutely incredible rest of the day. I'll see you guys very soon tomorrow. Thanks again, and peace.